because we need to influence the access as well as the approval. Here we have in the upper left-hand corner of this slide the first marketable gene therapy product at an estimated cost of £870,000 to treat a single patient. A discussion in the middle there, should in fact we even consider value-based assessments in the orphan disease space? The answer is yes. What about our ability to estimate economic value and burden when the disease is rare, there's significant disease heterogeneity, and the pathway is uncertain? Our need, ladies and gentlemen, is to influence policy, to influence how commercial and governmental insurance plans view the clinical data that we generate, because each of these individuals has an important stake in this particular process. And in some respects, we are translators. We are intermediaries in this process. We need to generate real-world evidence in rare diseases. For example, things that we'll notice about the space currently. Significant scrutiny prior to commercialization. I would argue any product that's north of $50,000 a year per patient is going to get the attention of different groups in this space. All realize there is considerable latitude in pricing for these agents, but that the linkage to the value is unfortunately uncertain. They recognize that the cost of promotion of the product is usually nil, and that in the United States, off-label use is extremely common. Interestingly, some of the groups are very anxious about what I call care transitions, pediatric to adult transitions from one specialist to another, because the burden of care and the economic impact of care will vary across the spectrum of these specialists. They're concerned about balancing both equity and market dynamics. And certainly it isn't equal in the United States compared to the EU. And even when the product is approved and is on formulary and reimbursed, frequent reevaluations will occur following a typical registration program. Does the intervention perform as advertised? Is the effect persistent and meaningful through time? Some of the gene therapy products create some very interesting challenges in that regard. As you know, there are many control mechanisms in place which will dictate patient access. But it is an environment, and the good news for us is data rules. They're awash with opinion. What we need to do is be equally creative with the data. And so prior to registration in the pre-market launch setting, companion observational research studies that perhaps look at burden of illness, treatment patterns and transitions, competitor products and interactions, methods of disease management. Again, the emphasis is on the impact of novel therapy on a system of health care as a part of patient management.